Yeah, Roger, Roger. Well, no problem confirming it, but look me up on QRZ and send me an email with the parameters of the contact. I don't have a computer in the shack, but if you'll send me an email, then I'll get the email with a QSO in the subject, confirmed QSO. So date, time, frequency, and signal report. I'll look for you on QRZ and confirm the contact for you. Over.
Not a problem. I'll go ahead and look up your email. Is your email good on QRZ?
Roger, Roger, Roger. Use the one on QRZ. Over.
This is rexforts.net.
There you go. Yeah, just click on that one and send me the parameters. And when I go back in the house and get on the computer, we'll confirm it for you. Over.
Okay. I really appreciate it because I have made probably about 10 contacts with Montana, but nobody wants to take the time to confirm, on the QRZ page. Thank you.
Yeah, 73s. Catch you later, and no problems. I'll look for your email. 73 from Montana, WR7DW, QRZ. Okay, I think I got something with RKU, Radio Kilowatt Uniform, something like that. Try it again. Romeo Papa Uniform, WR7DW, Don in Eureka, Montana. Go ahead.
He's in Eureka, Montana. We're on 20 meters. I'm not sure if he's running a net. I thought he was a net control for a while, but it may be that he's just taking contacts because I guess, I don't know. I guess there aren't too many people from Montana on the radio. Maybe, I don't know. That makes sense, because I know that there are some states you just don't hear very often. I know North Dakota is one of those. But anyway, I'm just out here in the shack and doing a couple of my favorite things to do when once summer is over and it's not too hot out here. And that is play radio and reload. And I'm using my old 310 tool to prime some 38 special cases. I have one coffee can down here of brass that's processed with the exception of the new primers, and I'm priming them. I've actually done a video before about this 310 tool where I called it my favorite priming tool, and it still is. But this is my old Kenwood TS520, and of course it's an analog rig, solid state receive with tube finals on the output, and I don't even have the transmitter section turned on right now, but I've just been tuning around and listening. And I always like tuning the analog rigs, and I really prefer those in a lot of ways to the digital stuff. Now, when it comes to when I'm going to listen, outside the ham bands, shortwave listening or whatever, or just utility listening, I usually turn to my Yaesu FT840 because it's got general coverage receive. And it's really easy to use and has a good receiver and everything for shortwave listening. The 520 has a really good receiver, but it's ham bands only, so it doesn't work for shortwave receiving. And these things are, it's a bit of a different technique for tuning them compared to the digital stuff. Digital stuff, you put it on frequency. Let's see. You just tune it to whatever frequency you want. and it's there. But these old analog rigs, you know, they're not as accurate just straight up. You know, I mean, if you want to get, say, 14240, which is what we're at right now, if you want to get that and you just, you know, switch it from a different band or whatever and turn it to 14240, you won't necessarily be right on 14240. Plus, it's going to drift as it warms up. So what you have to do is, if you look down here, there is a calibration signal, and so it's got an oscillator in there that you can hear, and it's a crystal controlled oscillator, so it's going to be accurate. And what it does is you put it on that and you can hear the signal in the receiver every 25 kilocycles. So what you do is you tune to the nearest 25. Now you can hear it. And if you look here, there are 3 lines, one for lower sideband, one for CW 0 beat, and one for upper sideband. So you zero to one of those lines based on if you are in lower sideband, upper sideband, or CW. And so we're in upper sideband since we're on 20 meters. So here's what we do. We go to, right there you can hear the tone, and you 0 beat it. So you tune it, you turn it down so that 25, which is that line, till the tone stops right on that line. And if it doesn't, what you do is you hold it down with your finger. You put it there, hold it with your finger of one hand, and use your other hand to turn the knob until it does 0 beat. And once you got it there, and it does it again at 0 and at 50. So you use whichever one is closest, which in this case actually would be 50, but I set it at 25. It's close enough anyway. So you do that, and then click it back to VFO and tune it to 40, and there you are.
Yeah, 2 meters, you went jump over APO node up there.
7,000 feet overlooking Glacier Park, Art.
Now, one thing that I do that is kind of something I've learned to do, because it makes for a quieter receiver, is you have RF gain and audio gain. Audio gain, of course, is the volume control. And what most people will tend to do is tune it to, or turn it to the volume level they want with the volume control. What I do is I actually turn it almost all the way up. Not enough to overload the audio amplifier, but maybe 75%. And then I use the RF gain to set it to where I can hear it easily. And that makes the overall receiver quieter. Cuts out a lot of the noise. So, atmospheric noise. And that works well. What RF gain does is it reduces the receiver sensitivity, and that works well on HF, not so well on VHF. You really don't need RF gain on VHF and above, and in fact a lot of the newer HF rigs don't even have RF gain. For example, the FT840 doesn't have RF gain. It just has an attenuator, but it doesn't have an actual RF gain. But this one does, because I added it. So I like my HF rigs to have RF gain. And so what I did was just added an RF gain pot control in the back. I have to reach around there and use it. But I only use it under super noisy conditions. Most of the time I just keep it cranked all the way up. But there's that. Anyway, the TS520 is a neat old radio, and a lot of people started out with one of these, and they still work well.
If you hear me on again or whatever, look up Helena Hams and see if she's still listed there. And because if you couldn't get on the traffic net, which I think you might be able to, but you know, I can get on the traffic net and pass the message over to Helena pretty easy, and tell your brother with his call sign to get back on the air that you are looking for him on 14240 on 20 meters. Over. 3, catch you later. W17W,
Wow, what a pileup.
And I believe it's a 6. WR17W, go ahead. Catch me on my IRLP node. I usually monitor my IRLP node. Over. Yeah, 73, Dennis. Catch you next time. WR7DW, QRZ. 1041 Echo Alpha Zulu. Okay, I got it. W4 Echo Echo. Try it again. Sure. Yeah, W4 W Delta Echo Echo. I think we worked before. WR7DW, big signal here in Montana. Over. Good propagation of the F-16 doing a good job on. All right, catch you later, Don. Thanks. Appreciate the report. WR7DW, Don in Eureka, Rexford, Montana. QRZ. 01 LP1
Echo 3 Sierra Charlie November. Echo Alpha Zulu. Kilowatt Alpha 1, Echo Alpha Zulu. Hurry up the mic. WR7DW, Don, and you'll
Come out here an hour or so ago and figured out who was on the band and what was happening. And normally I'm at about 200 or so, but down there was full of signals. So 240 was clear, so we figured we'd chat here for a while, over.
Grass Valley.